Hey, everybody out there in podcast land. Welcome to the Sports Frenzy 2.0 Weekend Edition. I am the maestro, Kevin Crane.
I'm the conquistador, Dave Height.
We are taping this on the 16th. This will hit on the 19th of June, 2021. We have got so much unbelievable stuff for you. We got
a cornucopia of reviews.
We have got reviews of tons of movies. The greatest album of 2021. I'll put it out there right now. We're going to start off with that.
Oh, we're going to lead.
Well, you said music, so let's do music.
Let's get right into it. Mammoth, WVH.
Wolfgang Van Halen has finally put out his first album after the death of his father. He's been working on this album for 3 years.
And you can tell it is very polished from start to finish.
Yeah, I think he thought this through beginning to end. The way he released the songs over the last 6 months, starting with Distance. He got that out of the way immediately after his father died. And I think that was brilliant. I really think it was.
That's what needed to be done.
Right. And that's technically considered a bonus track on the CD. And I'm fine with that because while it's a great song, it's fitting as a tribute to his dad, it doesn't fit with the rest of the album.
You're right.
I'm not saying that in a bad way. No,
I fully concur that releasing it separate was the right thing. It being a bonus track, you're right, because there is a definite feel to this whole album.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Because that's my favorite song on the album.
I have it down there because that was the one. Everything was there, and I was waiting for that one song that was just different enough to make it stand out, and Feel was it.
Yes, I think Feel is by far the standout track on the album.
Yes.
But that being said, Stone, ending the album with Stone is brilliant because there are 2 songs on this album where I looked at influences. Kids, if you're looking for Van Halen, you're not going to get it.
No, not even
the
close.
Only Van Halen reference you're going to get is at the end of Don't Back Down. People have said that the ending is cribbed off of So This Is Love. The bump at the end.
I had that down as well.
Yep. Yeah, that and the back album, if you get the CD, I know you kids all are into, the digital stuff, but if you get the actual physical CD, the back cover is an homage to the front cover of VH1 with the quad.
Yeah.
With guitar, bass, drums, vocals. Just check it out, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Those are the only homages you're going to get to Van Halen.
The Wolfgang is set out on his own.
Yes.
And he shines in this one.
Yeah. Like I was saying, Stone, which is technically the last song on the album. Again, Distance is the bonus track. Circles and Stone sound so much like Alice in Chains to me.
Yeah.
They really do.
They're more the slower of the songs on it, along with Think It Over.
Right. Think It Over was the one that I had trouble with. Think It Over was the one that I kind of had to ruminate over and go over and decide, is this going to be the deal breaker to me?
Stone was the one that because it's the 6 minute, how was it going to go? And
right. So you didn't like Stone as much.
Stone is the one that I have to listen to more.
Okay. So that's cool. I like Stone. I think Stone, to me, the 6 minute runtime is cool. But I can get it because as much as I wanted to tear this album apart and wanted to break it down, I tried to find every flaw I could in it because I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to be the one. Well, of course, you're a Van Halen fan. You're going to love this album. It's phenomenal.
It is. And I was looking for anything as well. What chink in the armor was there? But Wolfgang showed that he has that meticulous streak that his father had. And in his working of this, like you said, 3 years in the making, it's an unbelievable debut album.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've heard there's Nickelback. I heard Nickelback in Don't Back Down. I hear Nickelback in The Big Picture. And the thing is, with all the songs that were released ahead of time, the first 3 songs nobody's ever heard. Mr. Ed, Horribly Right, Epiphany.
I liked Mr. Ed as the starter.
Yeah.
It just sucked you right in.
Yeah. And Epiphany today, got to be honest with you, this is probably about the 10th time I listened to the album was today. And Epiphany hit me today. Epiphany really hit me today. Well, yeah, Epiphany of Epiphany. Oh, okay. Way to go, Maestro. But no, Epiphany today hit me as that song that could be the one that breaks through. That maybe these dipshit millennials will finally get some rock and roll back into their lives.
Don't hold your breath.
I know. But Mammoth, I love Mammoth. Oh my God, what a great song. What a great song Mammoth is.
Yes, that's one of my favorites on there. Like the Big Picture I really enjoyed.
Yep.
And then I really did like Don't Back Down as well.
Oh, Don't Back Down's fantastic. Yep.
So those 3 are the ones that really jumped out as my favorites. But Feel was that one that really stood out.
Yeah, I agree completely. That's my favorite song on the album. We're going to get to see him here in a couple months, opening for GNR.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Going to be awesome.
I know you're going to call me a sycophant. That's fine. Do it. Rip me apart. Send me a message. 4 frenzies. I am giving it the illustrious 4 frenzies.
I was going to go 3.5.
That's fine. That's good.
Because I don't want to set that
the bar
too high.
And here's the thing. All I was thinking about while I was talking about rating this album was I was comparing Wolfgang to other progeny of great rock gods. So I started thinking about Julian Lennon. I started thinking about Jacob Dylan. And Jacob Dylan is probably the closest I can come to in terms of somebody I would hope Wolfgang becomes. Because the track record is not good.
No, for progenies, no, it's not good at all.
You get a couple, 2, 3 great albums, maybe, and you're done. The Wallflowers have still stuck around.
Yeah.
The Wallflowers are still putting out great music. They've got an album coming out next month. So if I could hope for Wolfgang to be like the Wallflowers, I'd say that's probably a good bar to set for him.
Yeah.
Julian Lennon faded away after 2 albums.
Yeah.
I want Wolfgang around for the next 20 years. That's what I want.
That would be
even if you people don't buy his albums, even if you people don't listen to his albums, I will.
This is good stuff. It is well worth listening to.
And again, he is not trying to be his father.
No, he is about as far away from Van Halen as you could get.
As we talked about, there's Nickelback in there. There's Alice in Chains in there. I've heard people say there's Queens of the Stone Age influences in there.
Yeah, you do not hear any Van Halen influence in this album at all.
And that's great. And I love it.
I love that he's going out his own way.
He's trying to appeal to a more modern audience. So, yeah, better listen to this goddamn album, kids.
Good stuff. You won't be disappointed.
All right, we're going to go from new school to old school.
Going with Mr. Billy Gibbons and his, what I would call, garage blues album.
This is his third solo album.
Yes.
Which shocked me that he's put out 3 solo albums before ZZ Top's actually put out a new album.
Yeah. Which says the other guys aren't that into the new stuff, but Billy wants to keep going.
Right. Right. And I'll be honest, I have not really gotten into the first 2. I have not listened to them, but I was just, Spotify. Again, I love Spotify. Not trying to tout the horn of the host for our podcast, but they've been suggesting for the last 2 or 3 months, pushing Billy Gibbons on me. So I've been listening to it, and good for them.
Yeah.
The algorithm worked.
Yes, it does.
Because I thought Hardware was a great album. It's short, it's sweet.
It's man, his guitar work, the slide and the changes, unbelievable. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's just something that you can just kind of sit and just kind of bounce your head to and just thoroughly enjoy.
Now, I did pick it apart.
I'd have as well. I've got 3 songs that just did not seem to fit the overall feel.
You go first.
First one I'm going to call out, Spanish Fly. He did some really weird musical things in there that just...
Now, see, to me, that sounded like the ZZ Top song.
It was, but it was more like the Eliminator, where they tried to get a little funky with some synthesizer stuff.
Right. Okay.
So that one, I liked it, but what they tried to do in there, I wasn't a big fan of.
Okay.
The next one, West Coast Highway, had a real 60s surfer vibe.
West Coast Junkie.
Or Junkie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, West Coast Junkie had the serious 60s surfer vibe to it. Like you could just see Dick Dale playing.
But you didn't like
the chords. I did, but it just didn't seem to fit with the rest of it.
Okay.
And the other one that stood out that I really kind of liked was that Desert High.
Oh, the end?
Finishing it off with just that poem, the ode.
Right.
That
spoken word. It's like a spoken word.
I loved that.
Right. Okay. So now let me get this straight. Those are the 3 you liked?
Well, the 3 that I felt didn't fit in with the overall.
Okay.
So the one that I really didn't care for all that much was She's on Fire.
I like that. I kind of like. I'll tell you the one I didn't like. The one that I hated off the whole album was Vagabond Man. I thought Vagabond Man.
See, now I liked that.
I don't understand how you like that.
I thought it was very Knopfler-esque.
I thought it was boring beyond belief. I did. I thought Vagabond, but this is why we do this.
That's right. I felt that one was very like Mark Knopfler's last solo album, that it could have been on there.
No, I thought that was the most boring album or boring song on the album. I had 3 that I was kind of on, which were More, Shuffle, Step and Slide, and Hey Baby, Que Paso were good but not great.
Yeah. See, I thought More, Shuffle, Step, Slide were more the ZZ Top-ish.
Now, see,
that
for
were
me,
so.
The ZZ Top stuff was he had the 4-song run with Spanish Fly, West Coast Junkie, Stacking Bones, and I Was a Highway. Those 4 kind of sounded to me like the ZZ Top compilation in the middle. And I still have to look up. I should have tried. What the hell does SGLMBBR mean?
I didn't look it up either, but I kind of like that one.
It was a good song. I just don't know what it means.
Yeah. So,
But
we missed the first one.
Oh, my lucky
card.
Well, yeah,
that was a great.
Well, yeah, it should be first song on the album.
First song just nailed.
Yeah, yeah. So that's interesting that you and I kind of had a different take on the songs, but in the end, same review. What do you give it?
I had it at 2.5.
Okay, so I liked it a little more than you. So I gave it 3.
Just the shortness of the songs.
Yeah,
I would have liked a couple of them to have gone a little bit beyond that 2.5 minute mark.
Yeah, it is a short album. It definitely is.
So that's what brought it down for me.
Interesting, very interesting.
So overall, I loved it. I would listen to this over and over.
Yeah, me too. Me too. This is definitely one that I will listen to over and over again. Not like Mammoth, which I will be sleeping with on my pillow at night. But
sicko.
But yeah, kids, we're just trying to get you in tune with the best rock and roll we can. You got to listen to this stuff. So you got 2 positive reviews this week. Again, with Billy Gibbons, Dave and I are kind of liking it for different reasons, but that's all good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And listen, Billy does not get enough credit for what he brings.
No, and again, I like the fact that he's trying to get new music out there while, as Dave alluded to, maybe the other guys in ZZ Top, Dusty Hill and Frank Beard, aren't really getting into the whole studio thing right now. Yeah. So Gibbons just wants to get new stuff out there. So good for him. Great for him.
He's the driving force behind that trio anyway.
That's right. We're going to come back. We have got so many movie reviews for you. It is going to be ridiculous. They're coming out of your ears, out of your butthole, out of your every orifice possible.
So grab your TV.
We'll be right back.
Listen to Sports Frenzy 2.0, the weekend edition, on Spotify, Anchor, Google, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Apple, Overcast, and Castbox, as the Maestro and Conquistador give their reviews and news on music, movies, TV, books, and more every Saturday. They can't help themselves. They have no control over this need to talk and scream. It's inside them. The fire, the voices, the torment.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Sports Frenzy 2.0, the weekend edition, taping on the 16th. This will hit on the 19th of June, 2021. I'm the Maestro, Kevin Crane.
I'm the Conquistador, Dave Height.
Movies. You're going to love the eclectic mix we have got for you this week.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, Dave and I watched 2, and then I've got 2 bonus picks for you. And believe me, this is just ridiculous. We're going from documentaries to Oscar nominees to straight to video crap.
Actually, there's one that you talked about that I found that I was going to try and watch this week via another channel.
Okay.
Your documentary.
Do you want me to hold off on that?
So if you hold off till next week, so
you'll
have one.
All right. So, and that's good because the documentary kind of made me feel pervy. So if Dave joins in, at least I won't feel so pervy. We'll feel pervy together.
We'll be the dirty old men that you think we are already.
But it actually, I was going to say, out of the 4 I've got reviews on, that would have been my highest rated. So Dave's going to give it a shot.
Something to look forward to.
Yes. Now, the 2 that we decided to watch in review together, we're going to start off with the action movie.
Transporter Refueled.
Right. So Hollywood is never going to let a good franchise die.
No, they will not.
Because
they will run it into the ground.
Jason Statham has become a big movie star now with the Meg. and Hobbs and Shaw. So the Transporter movies did not bring in that type of money where
he was going to do them forever.
Yeah, the Frank Martin role is probably done for him. So they tried to relaunch or refuel
But
the franchise with Ed Skrein, who I ripped apart a couple weeks ago, miscast beyond belief in Midway.
yes,
I did not like him in Midway at all, but I will say I did enjoy the Transporter Refueled. I did.
It was a good, fun ride.
This is the kind of stuff that I miss. I don't want
mindless action.
Yeah, I don't need you to solve the world's problems for me.
No. And I kind of liked how they tried to make it that buddy movie
with his dad, Ray Stevenson, the Punisher. To me, there are only two men that I will call the Punisher. Ray Stevenson
and Bernthal.
John Bernthal. Those are the only two I will. Sorry, Thomas Jane, not good enough. Sorry, buddy.
Dolph, you just didn't have a good enough script.
No. But this is just a good, and it got terrible reviews on IMDb. What do you want them to do? It's just an action movie. That's all they're trying to do.
They're trying to entertain you and make you forget about the crap in the world for an hour and a half.
And I agree with you completely, Dave. The buddy deal with the father and the son works beautifully.
It did.
Especially given the actors.
Yeah.
You know.
They played off each other so well.
Yes. And I did like Ed Skrein in this as opposed to Midway.
Yes. Yeah. We had an issue there, but this is his type of role.
Yeah, and I did not dig into this as much as I probably should have, but I don't know. Is this just a reboot? What is this supposed to be? Because
I don't know.
I get the feeling this is supposed to be a relaunch, a reboot. It's not. They're wiping out all the Jason Statham stuff.
This is kind of introducing.
Is what I get.
Yeah, because his background isn't the same.
Right.
And so this is kind of pushing.
But he still has the same rules.
Right.
Same outfit. You know, buckle your seatbelt.
Yep. The contract is there.
I'm going to butcher the name, but Loan Chabanal is the main love attraction among many.
Yeah.
Many phenomenally beautiful women in this movie. Oh, my Lord. I'll give it 2.5 frenzies.
That's where I have it as well.
Very entertaining, but don't expect, world-changing, earth-shattering.
And, of course, your car scenes where he's wrecked everybody and is 5 miles beyond where the police should be behind him, and you blink and suddenly they're right on his tail again with this super souped up car. Those are some of the only things I have issues with.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was a real fun ride.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I did too. And again, I don't understand the negative reviews. I'm not expecting 10 out of 10 or 4 out of 4, but come on.
This is an action movie that entertains you. It's not solving the world's problems.
Right. I had a thoroughly good time watching it.
Not disappointed at all, kids.
So both of us give 2.5 frenzies to the Transporter Refueled. Now we move on to a more, critically acclaimed movie. I won't say serious, but
no, it was not done seriously.
Rocketman, the biography of Elton John. I'm going to let you go first.
The musical biography, where they incorporated all of his hits into key moments of his life, I thought was very interesting the way they did that. And it kind of melded in and brought it. But at the same time, that was kind of almost overdone. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm going to back you up and disagree at the same time. I was really looking forward to seeing this because I love when these actors take these chances and take on these bigger than life, larger than life roles of these rock stars. Val Kilmer as Jim Morrison and Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury. Just home runs, both of those. Big freaking home runs. And Taron Egerton is great as Elton John. But the whole musical fantasy sequence stuff, especially at the beginning, the first half an hour, really, at the first half an hour, I was about ready to turn it off because there was too much of that crap.
Yeah.
Too much of that. I wanted more of the straight storyline. I know, oh, what are you doing?
They got too artsy with it.
Right, they did. It got better later on because they got away from that.
Yes.
You had like 2 or 3 big production numbers in the first half an hour, and then maybe another 2 in the next hour plus. So it would have been fine if they'd spaced them out or taken 1 or 2 out. And that being said,
the whole Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting
that was
thing,
dumb.
That
was the dumbest moment in the movie.
Now, the first one, The Bitch Is Back, really set the tone with his mother.
Yeah, and I'm not saying none of them weren't.
No.
But you're absolutely right, Dave. Absolutely right. The Saturday, that went on too long. We got it. Okay, he's playing in a pub, and then he's telling the guy, don't set the beer on the piano. And then all of a sudden we go into a 10-minute, thing where he's into the carnival, and all of a sudden it was ridiculous.
Too damn over the top.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it my minimum positive review. So I'll go 2.5 frenzies. I do want to say Taron Egerton was great as Elton John.
He really played that beautifully.
Right.
And I gave it a 3. Just for the way he embraced the role with everything going on and bringing out what a crappy life he actually had with nobody in his corner.
Okay. See, now you and I are going to disagree on this because I agree with what you're saying, but that seems whole parental to be so
it's
generic.
Typical. But
I want a story of one person, one woman, one man, one superstar who's actually had a life where their parents were supportive. Because it's always the parents are negative, the parents are assholes. I get tired of
the whole
stuff.
drive. Yeah.
But I agree. I do.
But the way Egerton played this is what put it that extra half for me.
Right. And right off the bat, we find out the father is an asshole.
Oh my God,
But Bryce Dallas Howard as a mother, she doesn't come off much better. She
was awful.
Yeah,
the only one who really
took Bernie Taupin.
Interest was Bernie or the grandmother.
And the grandmother, yes,
those
the grandmother
are the only two who actually seemed to care.
And props to Jamie Bell, another great. He and Egerton both, as Elton John, and Bernie Taupin, really put forth that synergy that they had as lyricist and musician. And it might have been over, I don't know,
maybe
fluffed a little bit, because it seemed like there was never any problem. And at the end, they put on the screen, they've never had an argument in 50 years.
Yes.
My ass. Dave and I have argued every freaking week. And we're best buds. Come on, man. If we haven't, we've had arguments in 50 years, Taupin and John have. So, but that being said, Jamie Bell did a great job as Bernie Taupin. And in this PC day and age, what I really liked was that Bernie Taupin, as a heterosexual, could have Elton John as a homosexual, as his friend, and it never got in the way. Never got in the way.
They they were best friends.
Yes. And it never crossed the lines. It
Nope. Never got weird.
One time.
The
And Bernie
initial
Taupin said, nope,
not.
that's not
I
what
love
we are.
you, but not that way.
Right. And after that, it was, that's the way it should be.
Yep.
So.
They got it.
But again, I'm Mr. Negative, so I downgraded a little more than Dave, but not much.
Yeah. So like we said, some of those musical dreamy sequences got a little too much, but
yeah. I'm very passionate about my music, so when I watch a movie like The Doors or like Bohemian Rhapsody, where they actually take the lives of the singers, the bands more seriously, those movies resonate more with me. Again, this whole fantasy sequence stuff in Rocketman just didn't do it for me.
But you also have to look at it's Elton John's life over the top.
I know. Yep.
So.
Yep.
Everything was beyond.
Yep.
So. All right. What do you have for us?
What disaster do I have for you this week?
What pit of hell do we descend to?
Well, I knocked out Rocketman and Transporter Refueled very quickly. So I was trying to find some other movie to watch, and lo and behold, this past weekend on Hulu, God help me. God help me. This is like Midsummer a couple weeks ago.
Oh my God. Why do you do this to yourself? It's a stupid horror movie, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is.
When are you
Willy's Wonderland popped up on Hulu.
That's not what she said.
Well, yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm going to hold off on this other movie for a week for you, it would have been perfect, a perfect fit. No pun intended.
Tab A, slot B.
Willy's Wonderland is Nicolas Cage doing another straight-to-video piece of garbage.
Wouldn't this be straight to streaming?
Here's the best part. He says not one word in the entire movie. He does not. Nope. He never explained. Nothing's ever explained other than he does not speak.
Is he Willy?
No. Willy is the weasel. Willy is the animatronic weasel.
He's the weasel.
Willy's Wonderland is like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Sorry, folks. Weasel out front should have told you.
Anybody who knows Five Nights at Freddy's, this is supposedly a ripoff of that.
Oh my God.
So Nicolas Cage plays a drifter who comes into this town, and of course they lure people in so they can sacrifice them to these demonically possessed animatronic figures at Willy's Wonderland.
So it's like the Banana Splits movie.
Yes, very similar. So Nicolas Cage, again, does not say a single word throughout the entire movie. They couldn't
afford to pay him to speak.
But he's Billy Badass, so you know trouble's coming. And they tell him, well, if you spend the night in Willy's Wonderland, we'll fix your car, because of course they've got spikes on the outside of town to rip up the tires on his beautiful sports car. Here's the great thing. Beyond the idiocy of him beating up animatronic animals, he's got a watch. And I don't care if I'm spoiling this for you, because I'm trying to stay away from it. He's got a watch. And it goes. That means he has to go to the fridge and drink his power drink called Punch. And every time he does it, they focus in on him.
So is this like Popeye's can of spinach?
No, because it doesn't. I don't know. And then he plays pinball for a while after he finds a pinball machine. So now it becomes the watch goes off, drink the drink, play pinball, and then go out and kick ass on an animatronic murderous animal that's trying to kill you. And meanwhile, there's teenagers out there trying to get in because they know what's going on. Of course, a couple of them get in. They got to have sex.
Well,
so it's like an old 80s horror movie. Oh, my God. God help me, Nicolas Cage. What are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life, man? I used to respect you. I used to admire a lot of the movies you were in. What are you doing with your goddamn life?
Money.
Tax problems. That's it. Tax problems. Oh my God. Stay away from Willy's Wonderland. One frenzy. One. The only reason I give it one is because I just started laughing. But the whole watch goes off. Drinking the power drink. It just got so silly. It was funny. One frenzy, stay away.
Wow. That's not good, kids.
Oh, my God. So next week, we will have a review of a very controversial or non-controversial movie. A documentary.
It's a documentary.
It might make us sound like we're schizoids, but we're not.
No, we are not.
It's actually a very serious movie about nudity.
In the film industry.
Right. So
history of.
Stay tuned for that. Next segment, we'll have a book review and tons of TV and streaming news, some of which might actually make the conquistador happy.
Don't count on it.
We'll be right back, kids.
Greetings, sports fans. Listen to the screaming geniuses of Sports Frenzy 2.0 every Thursday as they bring you the thrill of victory and the agony of stupidity on Spotify, Anchor, Google, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Apple, Overcast, and Castbox. And check out the Facebook page, Sports Frenzy 2.0.
Hey kids, welcome back to Sports Frenzy 2.0, the weekend edition. I'm the Conquistador, Dave Height.
Along with the maestro, Kevin Crane.
And we're recording here on June 16th. This will air on the 19th. And we got some TV streaming stuff for you and a long awaited book review.
Oh, that's just you giving me crap because I can't read 15 books a week like you.
I don't read 15 a week.
How many do you read a year? How many do you read in a year?
Anywhere between 60 and 80.
Nobody out there reads that many.
I know people who read more than me.
Oh, you're out of your freaking mind.
They're retired.
I read, like you people out there, normal amounts of books, 7 to 8 books a year. Okay? And so we finally have come up with a book that I finished that Dave blew through in 3 days. It took me 2 months to read. So that being said, let's get right to it, Mr. Conquistador.
John Sanford's Ocean Prey.
The latest of the Prey novels, except
we've got Mr. Virgil fucking Flowers added in as a bonus.
And I have my opinion on that. But first, let's rate the book as it is.
I'll go 2.5.
Wow. I'm giving it more than you. I go 3 frenzies.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it was a solid procedural.
It was good.
Well, you tell me your criticisms, and I'll tell you mine.
It took too long to bring Virgil in.
I agree.
There wasn't enough of that if it was trying to be that whole part. And there was a character situation that I really didn't freaking like.
Ooh, I want to hear this. Tell me this.
Bob.
Oh, getting killed?
I wasn't going to ruin it.
Oh, for the love of
kids
God,
out
the
there.
book's been out 3 months.
I did not like Bob getting killed. I liked Bob.
Here's the problem, kids, is that I have not read the last 4 Prey novels.
You haven't read since he went with the Marshals.
Right.
Oh.
So I'm still back when Sloane just retired.
Okay.
So maybe I don't understand the whole attachment to Bob.
Bob was a frickin' badass. I liked Bob. He and Davenport had a thing, the chemistry of even with Ray, the three of them had that thing going. And to lose Bob just kills me.
Didn't get it. Didn't get that at all. Didn't get that at all. Didn't get that at freaking all.
Not coming in on this without knowing the history of the three.
I guess not. But what I liked, well, okay. What I didn't like was I felt Virgil was an afterthought. Virgil Flowers is John Sanford's best character right now. I don't care what you Prey fans think. Virgil Flowers is his best character.
I will say, agree with you on that at this point.
That being said, bringing him into this seemed forced. It seemed forced to me. They could have brought in another guy. They could have not killed Bob off and made Bob the guy to take over for what Virgil ended up doing. I didn't like the whole, okay, Virgil's going to get trained to do this and that.
Even though he had the background.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
He had diving background, which is why they picked him to get. That was mentioned in there.
No. I think they forced this in. This is my criticism, is they forced this in because John Sanford's getting lazy and he didn't want to write 2 books this year. So he wanted to write 1 book involving his 2 best characters. So, oh, look, Ocean Prey is going to have both Lucas Davenport and Virgil Flowers in it. Virgil Flowers had no business being in this book. That being said, I really wanted him to hook up with Ray.
He was not going to cheat on his wife. Wasn't going to happen.
I kind of was hoping for it. I was kind of rooting for it. And
That
at the end, they were too. Both of them in separate interviews were kind of saying
that
I would work with Virgil again. I would work with Ray again. Yep. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. But again, this boils down to basically
it was
Prey
a
novel. It's a Prey novel.
It was, and it wasn't a solid overall Prey novel. It was good, but it wasn't what Sanford's capable of. Like you said, it was the forced of the 2 together.
But I'm still giving it a higher rating than you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm giving it 3 frenzies. Just because I think it was a really good procedural, maybe. Because at the time, that's what I needed. That's what I wanted to read.
There you go.
Was a really good, solid cop novel. Now, here's what I want to bring up. I want to bring up the glorious author notes at the end.
All right, when you're done with that, I have the sociological question that I mentioned in our prep work.
I, as a fledgling trying to be something of a writer, I appreciate what John Sanford said at the end in his author notes when the story was over. He goes on for 3 pages trying to correct mistakes he's made in the past 3 or 4 novels, which God help you, God love you, John Sanford. And again, I know that's a pen name, that's not his real name, but that's something that nobody else does. We've talked about how the Robert B. Parker novels for years, they have made countless mistakes, countless errors in grammar,
Yeah.
and they don't ever tell you. They don't ever apologize.
No.
3 pages at the end of Ocean Prey, John Sandford's telling you, I screwed up this in this book, I screwed up this in this book, and here in Ocean Prey, in terms of diving technical material, I might have screwed up, but here's what I love. However, if you're a diver and you do find a serious error, I would ask that you write it down on a piece of scrap paper, then wad the paper up, put it in your mouth, and chew thoroughly before you swallow. I don't want to hear about it. I'm asking nice. Don't make me come over there. God love you. That's how all writers feel.
Oh my God.
Dave
that.
is my guru. He reviews everything I write. He edits everything I write. When he gets around to it, he knows what kind of personality I have. And that kind of stuff, like Sanford, drives me nuts because I want to be 100% right. And if I'm not, it drives me cuckoo crazy.
You can't let it get to you.
Exactly. And that's why I love that passage at the end of the book.
You have to take liberties with some things. And I have read author notes.
And you're never going to be perfect all the time.
And I have read author notes before that said, yeah, I know during the research these things were supposed to be, but to fit my story, I changed them. Deal with it.
And that's fine. As long as you say that, that's fine. And if the editors, the book publishers don't like it,
F them.
Yep. Now, what do you got?
For which part?
Oh, I thought you had a technical...
Oh, my sociological question.
There you go.
All right. Why is it all the nubial young co-eds post-graduation gravitate toward the 50-year-old Goombas who are asshats?
Oh, yeah. I never got that. I never understood. It's got to be money, right? It's got to be money.
Or the perception of?
Right.
I don't get it.
Right, because that sets up everything at the beginning.
Overweight asshats.
Right.
Hook up with the hot young beauticians.
Right. And you've got some of the guys are able to hold off and other guys succumb to it.
Yep.
And they're always looking, even though they have wives, even though they're have
looking for the next
significant others at home, they're looking to cheat, where other ones are like focused on the task at hand.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I think it's confidence. I think it's money.
Maybe.
They just they're not looking for guys who are doing podcasts, Dave. They're not looking for us.
There you go.
All right.
So that means you need to be a criminal.
Yep. I'm gonna do some kind of shady crap with podcasting that's gonna make me probably
irresistible
enough money to buy a bag of Twizzlers tomorrow. All right. I have got tons of TV and streaming news that are mostly going to blow your pants off. All right?
God, I hope.
Now, I've already told you some of this. I spoiled some of this. We got together this past weekend and we, drank a little too much and had a little too much salted caramel whiskey. So I did expose some of this. But not all of it.
But
not
all of it.
So I'm going to start off talking about the stuff you already know about. Kevin Smith news.
Yep.
I did not realize he is redoing Masters of the Universe. And it's going to be on Netflix soon. I don't understand why he's getting involved in this.
Why He-Man? Seriously. Do you have a thing for Skeletor, Kevin?
Maybe he grew up with this, but I didn't. I didn't watch He-Man.
Maybe he's got an Orko fascination. I don't know.
And I watched the trailer for this, and there is no, outside of the Bonnie Tyler holding out for a hero song,
no.
the little kitschy part of that they play into this. I don't see any Kevin Smith in this at all. I don't. I'm sorry.
As long as they don't come into the real world like they did with that stupid ass 80s original with Dolph. That was a horrible storyline.
Now, let me ask you this. Getting off the Kevin Smith thing for a second. Wouldn't you say that He-Man would be one of those properties that if somebody could actually do it right,
it could become a serial thing?
It
could be a franchise. It could.
If they could do it with Transformers, and I hate the Transformers movies. I hate them.
I'm not a fan either.
But they have made tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars.
I don't know why.
But
this could be, but I don't know.
All right. I also talked about the fact that I am so enamored with. They're putting up pop-up movies, restaurants.
I want a movie burger.
And they're putting up the banner on the front window. I assure you we're open. Come on.
I want a movie burger.
Oh my God, that is so brilliant. This guy who's doing all this with these pop-up restaurants, smart guy. I hope he's making a crap ton of money.
It's brilliant.
It is. Of course, in our little podunk town, it'll never happen.
No. We may have to travel afar.
Here are the Kevin Smith headlines that I did not disclose to you the other night. As of January 2021, the story I read, Clerks 3 is a go.
Okay.
It will revolve around Randall having a heart attack.
No!
And then filming his life at the convenience store. So
kind
it'll
of
be
his life flashing before his eyes.
A movie within a movie.
Oh, wow. Hitting a little close to home there for Mr. Smith.
Yeah, I know. I think that's why he's doing it that way. But then he says, after that's done, he will be doing Twilight of the Mallrats.
Damn it, Twilight of the Mallrats should be first.
Oh my God. Mallrats is one of the most underrated comedies ever.
Oh
my God. Would you like a chocolate covered pretzel?
I hope to come loudy soon myself, preferably in a 69.
Oh my God. Jason Lee's the best.
And now yous can't even yell fly, fat ass fly.
Well, when we do our movie review next week, I think we'll be talking about Mr. Muse. Let's just put it that way. I think Jason Muse will come in to play in our movie review next week.
And I know exactly the scene you referred to.
Yes. And that's another reason why.
Twice.
Yes. It's another reason why this movie is awesome. Kids, next week, guaranteed you're going to love this. You're going to love this review. All right, going back to the old SNL days.
Way. Oh,
MacGruber.
Why?
8-episode series coming to Peacock.
Oh my God, Peacock's getting desperate.
No, they're trying to get content, is what they're trying to do.
No.
But they are bringing back pretty much everybody from the movie and the TV show. So,
It was
Be that as it may.
it was fine
Take
as
it
a
for
little
what it will.
3 to 5 minute skit. The movie was freaking stupid as hell. Never should have been made. This is going to be a disaster.
Speaking of which, Clarice has bit the dust.
Oh, they did not renew it. Gee, go figure.
Somehow negotiations broke down and they could not move it to Paramount Plus. So Clarice will be done here in the next week or two after the last episode or two has aired. Thank God Almighty for that.
I've watched, as I mentioned, the wife and I watched the first one. I said screw it and watched 2 others. I was not impressed at all.
Terrible show. CBS forced these PC narratives into it over and over again. It had no. Go back and watch the Hannibal 3-season series from NBC.
Oh my God, that was brilliant.
With Mads Mikkelsen. Oh my God.
So good.
That was what we were expecting from this.
And they flopped it poorly.
They screwed the pooch. Screwed the pooch. Megan Boone. Done with the Blacklist. This is a show I have been wanting to get back into for years and years.
And now you're not going to because she's gone.
I mean, time flies, man. Time flies. I didn't realize I was 2 seasons in, and now all of a sudden they're 8 seasons done. And she's bowing out before season 9.
Wow.
So I've got a lot of time to make up on this show, but I will be really interested to see how they go on without her, considering she is an integral part of the show.
A linchpin, would you say?
I could say that, yes. You could say that too. Best news. Best TV news. I found out this week, September the 2nd, 2021 is the return of What We Do in the Shadows.
It's taking that long to come back?
We're getting it, though.
My God.
We're getting it. Season 3 will start September the 2nd.
Oh, my God. All I have to say is we better see Jackie Daytona again.
I've always told the Conquistador, if I drop off the face of the earth, he goes looking for me.
I know what alias to look for.
If he finds Jackie Daytona
sitting in a bar with a toothpick
in the hotel register, that's me. The maestro is there.
There you go.
All right, kids.
All right, I've got streaming review based on something that the maestro has been trying to get me to watch for a while. Stand Against Evil. I was able to watch the first 2 episodes the other night, free on demand, and son of a bitch if those bastards at IFC haven't put the rest of it on fucking Hulu, which I don't subscribe to.
No, that did not mean for you to do that. I didn't want to put you through that.
Oh my God, I am not signing up for fucking Hulu at this point. But I loved the first 2 episodes. The show is great. McGinley is brilliant as he is in everything he does. If you have Hulu, I would recommend checking out Stand Against Evil.
Oh, that kills me.
I'm sitting there going for the next one. I'm like, what the fuck? Go in episode 2. What?
I never said you could get it. I never said that.
No, you didn't. But I took a chance. I decided I'm going to watch this, and
I hate all of you streaming services.
With the streaming services.
I hate all of you. You do this to all of us. It's like I was telling Dave. Terriers dropped off for a month. Now it's back. Started watching that again. Well, when are you going to take it away from me again?
I gotta go Joe Pesci.
They fuck you with the streaming
services.
Oh, I do want to gloat a little bit before we wrap up. I love movies like The Transporter Refueled that we reviewed earlier. I just want us to go back to the basics,
Entertain us.
Chick flicks are fine. The occasional Oscar-winning drama is fine.
Your rom-com, if it's done well.
I was so happy to hear this weekend that In the Heights
flopped
miserably. Lin-Manuel Miranda. Oh my God, he did Hamilton. I don't give a rat's crap if he played a kazoo on his ass. I don't like musicals. I don't like people that like musicals. And all these idiots out, Hamilton's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Hamilton. Have you ever been to a Motley Crue concert? No, because then you know what musical greatness is. I hate musicals. I haven't seen a good musical since Grease. Seriously, tell me the last time you saw a good musical outside of Grease.
Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh my ass! Donny Osmond!
It was a damn good show.
Oh, Dave. Boy, you disappoint me. Really?
Wicked wasn't half bad either.
Oh, my ears are bleeding. God.
I am not an uncultured swine.
Oh, my God. Oh, maybe it's because I was scarred when I actually tried to watch Rock of Ages.
That probably did it for you. I haven't even
within 10 minutes, I've got Alec Baldwin kissing a guy.
I have not subjected myself to Rock of Ages.
But that music was our music. That was our music.
It is, but I knew not to go there. There are just some things that are sacrosanct.
I just don't get the musicals. I don't get them. I do not get them. I never will get them. Maybe Rock of Ages ruined it for me. Maybe it did.
Could have.
Maybe it did. But I don't care about The Greatest Showman. I don't care about Into the Woods. I don't care about it. Grease was the only musical I loved. That's it.
You didn't like Grease too?
With Michelle Pfeiffer? Really?
It was bad. It was beyond bad. It was awful.
You can all rip me apart, rip me to shreds. One musical. That's it. Grease. I'm done. After that, done. No more. Dave can have his Technicolor Dreamcoat and his...
I've actually seen it live.
I'm happy for you. I would not subject myself to that.
It was a hell of a lot better than I expected it to be.
No, never gonna do this to myself. Never. I will write my own musical.
Oh, God help us.
Sports Frenzy 2.0, the musical. That being said, kids.
We've got Mel Brooks on speed dial.
I'm the maestro, Kevin Crane.
I'm the conquistador, Dave Height.
He's having an aneurysm, thanks to me. You probably are too, so get over it. Come back next week. We'll see you.
We'll have more for you. Enjoy.